Hello everybody, and welcome to episode 21 of Baldur's Gate 3, and a special early hello to Caroluna. Caroluna, I hope you had a great weekend and are into a good Monday. In the interim, I did an equipment and inventory pass. It was a huge bummer that almost everything I picked up would get us encumbered, so I moved a bunch of stuff around, sent a bunch of stuff off to the camp so that we can sell it at a later date, and then did sort of an equipment pass on everybody. You know, got a helmet on Astarion who had never had one before, replaced Will's robe, and as we take a look here, I'm going to try out a different set of armor, or actually not armor, on Alyssa. I went with this graceful cloth specifically because this increases her dexterity by 2, which is what she uses for both to hit and damage, and if we take a look here, that actually gets her up to her maximum of 20. She can't go above that, but she had an 18. With this plus 2, it goes up to 20. That also does help her armor class a little bit, so she is losing, I think her AC in the leather armor plus 1 was 17. We took it down to 16. Let's see how it goes, and if this doesn't work out well, the armor is in here some damn place, I'm pretty sure. We're still in Last Light Inn. This is exactly where episode 20 left off, and I think that we wanted to look up here, and then we were going to start working our way towards the toll house. We've actually been to the toll house. I'm trying to remember, like, we got teleported there at some damn point. Let's go north and see if we can work that area. So for Karlach, I think now we're going to take that potion because she's got to go downstairs. It's got to be enough. Whatever, we're going to do it. All right, necrotic resistance. Now, we're going to have her go down the roots. And now she's not in the shadow zone at all. I completely thought that this was just a regular dungeon. What are these guys? Meenlocks. We've not seen these ever before. Fear aura. Can possibly frighten nearby beasts and humanoids with its fey presence. And sensitive to light. Otherwise, though, not yet aware of us. So I guess we could just run in here with everybody. They have no resistances. This guy has a relatively high AC, like up around where Alyssa is. Very dexterous, and how many hit points? 49. I feel like these guys aren't that big a deal unless they've got, like, I don't know, a parent or guardian around. I don't see anybody, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Why don't we get a few people set up? We're going to have Alyssa try to sneak. Is it C? Yeah. Okay, she's in position. Astarion. Let's have you sneak over here. I feel like he can get right... Oh, hold on. He's having Meenlock fear. It will become frightened unless it succeeds a wisdom saving throw. Well, why don't we not leave that guy alive for very much longer?
Don't be shy. Not used to lying low.
I feel like Karlach hiding would be akin to Inspector Gadget hiding. Like, he's just gonna set off. He's just gonna crash some symbols together. I forgot to hide Will. I really like these things' design. Okay, that sucks. By the way, Grumpy, were you able to continue putting together the system once you got back?
Meenlocks. These buggers thrive in the dark. Let's light them up.
Well, that sounds like a great idea, except for the amount of light that I don't have. So this guy gets to go next. Why don't we see if we can make him never go again? I don't have a light arrow. We do have a fire arrow, but at this proximity... Oh, and Karlach got paralyzed. I mean, I can guess what that means, but why don't we just take a quick look? Can't move or take actions, bonus actions, or reactions. Attacks against the entities are always critical hits if the attacker is within 3 meters. So yeah, we definitely need to loosen her up. Do I have anything better than just a regular strike? Well, we've got Hunter's Mark. That... How did I screw up on doing Hunter's Mark? I took it off the bar altogether. That's... I didn't click on it, I moved it into Oblivion. Now we'll do our Hunter's Mark so that we get that bonus damage. And... just another shot, I think. Yeah. Is that it? I feel like that's everything we've got with her. Here comes Astarion. Now, Astarion is not crippled. I'd love to, or paralyzed. I'd love to get him, but that person's a little bit outside our realm, and we can't do a sneak attack right now. And he's already taken some damage, and he's frightened. Frightened for him means, again, I just need to re-examine this. Cannot move. Frightened enemies also have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. Well, we could become invisible on every short rest. This kind of feels like the moment, doesn't it? Since he can't move. That would force them... That would force them to, like, pick a different target. They appear to be melee only, and I don't know if they can get past Karlach. So sure, let's go ahead and go invisible. Well, that did literally nothing. Oh, no, he became invisible. Okay, so he's, like, magically invisible. We still can't move, so we're just gonna have to end his turn.
Dull moment.
Like, if you wanted to get a good, clean symbol crash, I think that one of the issues could be you're displacing a lot of air as you move them through the air, and that could make, like, a whooshy sound. But I don't know. I'm super guessing. Okay. Corvus will not have fear. He can do it for us. Let's rend vision. Okay, here's Will. Will is slightly outside... Oh no, he's fully inside fear zone. And is he currently frightened? I think he is. No, has the potential to become frightened. Well... I don't know that I have any good options. I don't want a Burning Hands. There's too many dudes around. Just hit him with my sword. Okay, snips. And... Scratch. Also, I did give Scratch's ball to somebody else so that we could have both snips and, I think it was Will. Oh, am I frightened? Yeah, he's frightened, so he can't actually do anything. Okay, am I afraid? I am. Now, boy, we dropped from like 90% to 64%, but it's still more likely than not. Also, these guys are very close. What's my chance of that guy? 80%? Well, let me just see if we could... So this would hit... We've got 3 Meenlocks right here. The trouble is if I want to shoot one of them and like hit them with the arrow as well as the fire, it's also going to hit Karlach. And I think all attacks are critical damage. I don't actually know if that applies to this theory. So instead, why don't we just take our shots? Yeah, we'll take our 90% shots there. One more might finish him off. And now we could move our Hunter's Mark to... Sure, we'll take the guy that's closest. Okay, so he's invisible. Now we can do a backstab on this guy. I like the idea of trying to clean out this, like, these two guys better. So we'll... Yeah, I don't want him going further in. Let's go ahead and... I want to try to block their access to Karlach as much as possible since she can't move at all. And from here, we're going to do our backstab on this guy. 94%. That was more than half his bar, which was awesome. Can we bite? I'm not currently happy. Sure. I truly don't know if that worked or not. He didn't become happy, and this guy didn't become bloodless or whatever. Yeah, let's try to avoid that 23. Nice! I honestly feel like we are in rage territory. Frenzy, whatever. There's still a bunch of these dudes. Oh, nice! Now she becomes immune to fear. How does that help us specifically? I feel like we can't really do a cleave. Or can we without... I don't see any indication that this is going to hit Astarion, so let's try it. That was awesome. Yeah, that was real good. Do we want to try to kill this guy? That guy goes next, and then this guy goes next. Hold on. This guy. Is there anything I can do to knock him on his ass? We could try to make him bleed. Let's go for some extra bleed damage on this guy. Okay, no, we did get to bleed, and I think that he gets to bleed on his turn, so that's excellent. That's going to be Karlach. Okay, Karlach got paralyzed, which unless we can solve that before her turn, she'll lose her frenzy. I think, unless she already did. No. Yeah, she needs to attack or take damage every turn, so I think that we need to get her frenzied again. Let's go for Bad Omen on this guy, because I think we have a high chance to kill him. Good. And... from there, I think we just insert ourselves... Oh, damn it! Oh, that was... I didn't realize that that guy was still there. It's fine. So, Corvus got very hurt. Is this guy still bleeding? Or is that this guy? Somebody was bleeding, but he might be dead now. I don't want to spend my banish right now. These guys don't seem that dangerous. We try to hit this guy. We could try to do the Eldritch Blast, but Eldritch Blast is 1 to 10, and regular just hit him with your sword is what? 6 to 15. So yeah, when you're in melee range, go for the melee with this guy. Let's just do it. Okay, Snips, can you help out? No, he's only got a 35% chance. He's here to take a hit, not necessarily give a hit. They needed a 16 to hit. They're unlikely to hit Astarion if he uses luck. Critical miss! Wow, he got them to re-roll it as a 1. I'm frightened. But do we have any other... 72% over there, 72, 56, 56. Let's aim at one of our 72s. And... surely we can put a fire arrow... No, look. We're gonna hit Astarion if we do that. I'm borderline on doing it anyway. Who goes next? That guy, and that guy, and then this guy. Is there anything I can throw onto Karlach to cure Paralyze? I know that we have a potion that will get rid of being petrified. I don't know... Shoot. The trouble is I don't know what I'm looking for, so that's going to make it really hard to find. All poisons, but she's not poisoned. You can't be paralyzed or restrained if we give her this. All the way until her next rest. Now the trouble is that would replace her necrotic resistance, which we just took. I think I'm just going to live with this for a second. Maybe that's a very, very bad idea. But I feel like we can... I'm going to take this 56% shot to kill this guy. Okay, one Meenlock down. Next up, we've got this guy. Let's go ahead and move our Hunter's Mark. And then we're going to take our 81% shot on this dude. Seemed like a real solid hit. Now, she can... No, she can't move at all. I was going to say, maybe we could pull back and not be afraid anymore, but no such luck. Okay, who can we do a sneak attack against? No, no, and I don't think we can move back at all, so we're going to skip sneak attack. Let's go for... Let's see if we can just kill this guy outright. They rolled a 13. We need a 16 to hit. It's so unlikely to get a 16 or higher. I'm going to not react. I'd rather have him save that for defense. Here again, they rolled a 14. I don't want to waste my luck points on that. What is that, a 20% chance, 25% chance? A little bit less than 25% chance to land a hit. Yes, the critical hit, let's go ahead and have them re-roll that. That's why, you know, a regular hit is way better. Okay, Karlach can't move. I think that we're going to take a regular opportunity attack and miss. We just lost Hunter's Mark. Okay, Will. Let's see if we can kill this guy down. No? One more? Hey, we got something out of it. Let's go for our pommel strike as well. Snips. Snips is down to 12% to hit. How are they so good at paralyzing Karlach? Oh, is Corvus? I think Corvus might be... I don't know. Sure, let's go here. Wait, doesn't a tie hit? Do not react. Okay. Yeah, I'll take a tie. Yeah, couldn't get that done. But hopefully we can do a big axe attack. Okay, one more mean lockdown. I almost call them mean guards. Okay, that... I don't understand why she... So now Alyssa's also paralyzed. The goal was to hit this guy. It seemed to me like Karlach came up and then tried to go beyond. I don't know what happened there. She really should have gotten here and then just taken a swing with her axe. Corvus. Yeah, let's go for our guaranteed damage on this guy with 5 hit points. That guy's down. And then we're going to get over here so that we can help give advantage to Astarion on his turn. Will is here, and now the only person in range that can move. Oh, Snips is immobile. There we go. There's Scratch. Okay, we've saved from Meenlock Fear, so we're no longer afraid. Now we can do our stab. Backstab. Arrgh! We'll do our offhand attack just for good measure. Again, what would I want better than the critical hit? I feel like I'm extremely happy with getting a critical hit.
Sometimes the only way out is through.
Okay, trying to do a range attack at this, like, arm's reach is real bad, so we're gonna switch to... I don't have my... So I'm a little frustrated. Apparently my... Oh, okay. But that was probably my action right there, just to get my sword out. So we'll go with Flourish and try to knock this dude off balance. Sure, man. Go for the sneak attack. And he is now off balance, which, to be honest, I've kind of forgotten exactly what that does. Disadvantage on strength, dexterity checks, and attack rolls against it have advantage for the next 2 turns. Alright, we're gonna go for a blind on this dude. Awesome! Awesome! 20 hit points!
Forever dauntless.
Alright, I'll still take that first hit. Snips, if you can. We're still immobile? No, he's still immobile. Snips is terrified of these guys. He doesn't know what to make of them. Are they more evolved than the standard crab form? So, she's now disadvantaged. So, that sucks. Let's go for... How often can you do this? Oh, that's a level 1 spell slot. We'll just do our regular attack. The odds of striking are too low. Oh, but not low enough! We killed him.
Can feel death's cold grip.
Okay, we're gonna go for another sneak attack here. No, we're not gonna spend our luck on that. Okay. So, Karlach got real messed up there. For something about them, they just kept paralyzing her, like, on every strike. So, that sucks for her.
I have a lot on my mind.
Halfred's note. Let's take a look. Hidden amidst columns detailing the income and expenditure of a tavern is an aside, written in tiny, urgent handwriting. I have concealed the sacred relics of our revered goddess in the darkest corner of this place. Morfred, my loyal brother, seeks to forge an alliance of allies to stand against the oppressive reign of Ketheric Thorm. Sadly, fear has gripped the hearts of many, turning them away from our cause. I cannot truly blame them, for trepidation fills my soul as well, but I must put aside my own fears and reunite with Morfred in the bowels of the Masons' Guild. Together we shall preserve what we can of the Moon Maiden's light, and hope that the banners of the faithful soon rise against the treacherous Dog Thorm. So... Oh, this was one of our quests. I thought that we wouldn't be able to do this after, you know, everyone died. Yes, that's Voss. The Masons Guild seems to have been the center of the Cellunite resistance in the area. We should seek it out and investigate further. So, there we go. We're going to pick this up. I'm not going to put it into wares for right now. Okay, we went up here. We went over here. That's where we found our way down the route. Well, I want to check down here, but I think our next task is going to be over towards Masons Guild, now that we know that that's where the Cellunite resistance is. I hope I'm saying that a little bit correct.
What's next?
Dark Justiciars, who fell long ago in service of Shah and Ketheric Thorm. The dead of the Emerald Enclave. They lay here ever since their war against Ketheric Thorm.
I know you want to keep things from ever hitting 0%, but I would think that if it was at 100% for a bit, and then you, like, let it drain and then brought it back up, it'd be okay. In the long run, it hurts battery longevity, says Caroluna. Somebody said, and I want to say it might have been hold on. General Ketheric Thorm, it is with heavy heart that I must announce the surrender of the Harper forces and its allies to your Dark Justiciar army under unanimous agreement. Harpers work against villainy and wickedness wherever they find it, so states our code, and so here we have acted. But I also know all too well how the statement continues, but they work ever mindful of the consequences of what they do. We cannot be party to the suffering of the people of Rythwin, and indeed of the great loss of life that this war will visit upon the Sword Coast, and perhaps beyond it. So it is written, and so let it be done. Kelvin Aronson, on behalf of the High Harper Council and its allies, 2 words are slashed across the bottom of the scroll. Surrender declined. Well,
let's move.
just go ahead and sell that to some random vendor.
Dark justiciars who fell long ago in service of Shah and Ketheric Thorm.
A map has been etched onto this intricate disc. The Risen Road winds through a mountain pass. Within the hills is nestled a sizable temple. Within the temple, the Githyanki people have established a stronghold. Pictographs reveal their mission to retrieve a polyhedric relic on behalf of the Githyanki Queen. Yeah, we met all of those guys. They're not there anymore. We're just going to leave out the middle part. What do you think, Shadowheart? Do you like this mask? Intimidation +1. Well, I like her tiara. I don't want her to take that off. But we'll let her keep this for now.
Can't give up now.
These are some investigation notes. The ledger is filled with tight, precise handwriting that seems to suggest a focused, analytical mind. A fresh lead has been volunteered by one of the guests in the dungeons. Praise Lady Shah for inspiring the inventor of thumbscrews. The guest spoke of an abandoned house, CMAP coordinates included, that was once said to belong to a potter, but is now being used as a clandestine place of worship for Cellulonite holdouts and their sympathizers. There is a chance, of course, that the guest offered up false information in a bid to end his suffering, but I suspect not. His confession had the ragged, unpolished air of truth to it. I shall endeavor to investigate at once, and cautiously, best if I am not seen, and should I find any Cellulonite idols or texts, I can summon reinforcements and lay a trap. Oh, what a joy it shall be to see their faces when they are caught in the act, surrounded by dark cloaks. Verzin Ranlock, Inquisitor to the Church of Lady Shar. Alright, so we started here, we've worked our way down here. Let's just pass back up here. You can see there's a little area that we didn't touch yet. Okay, no, we haven't touched all this stuff. The price of pride. A record of Ketheric Thorm's speech to his troops for his victory of the Druids and Harpers. Take this, you there, take this from me. That is gold, friends. Let those who are coveters and cravens among you take my gold and go. There's enough to keep you warm in winter. But in those cold and lonely winters to come, you will look to the bought flames and the purchased hearth and see a bargain for peace, and then you'll realize that such a retirement comes at the price of pride. Go on and take it and go. Those who are not afraid, and me, we won't stop you, but nor shall we know a winter in which the coin of regret is idly spent. Instead, we shall know blood and fury, and triumph worthy of a flame, reconcilable only with heaven, I swear it. Against us arrayed is a group of fools. Let them be our bank vault. Let us raid them, friends. Let us grow rich on screams. That is not a terrible speech. Although it places a lot of faith in the people that he's talking to, that they are true believers and not just there to get a quick paycheck and then go. Butterfly Kisses is the closest thing that I've seen to Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon since that original movie. And if you're not aware, Behind the Mask is not a slasher movie. It is a movie about slasher movies that sometimes might look and sound like a slasher movie. That's what Butterfly Kisses is. Let's have this conversation real quick. But for found footage movies, found footage horror movies. It's not a found footage horror movie, but it is about them in sort of like this fake documentary style, and I really enjoyed it. I came away with I was so impressed by it.
corpse regards you lifelessly.
So I don't know this person. Who were you in life?
True soul of the Absolute. Call is my name.
Okay. How did you end up here?
Trapped shadow mastiffs. Repelled them with flame.
Okay.
The lights might fend them off, but those mastiffs are still lurking about.
How are the torches still burning?
Spell. Continual flame.
Do I want to extinguish the torch flames to see if they're keeping the mastiffs at bay?
Destroy torches.
Yeah, maybe we can avoid the same fate. How did you die?
Unslaked hunger. Unquenched thirst.
The spell's power wanes. You can ask no more questions.
Okay, there's a whole thing over here. But how would you ever get to it? Unless you can jump over there. Yeah, let's just keep going. I want to go visit the Masons Guild. We've gone a really long time now without any dialogue. Well, except for maybe that shadow dead person. Let's pause for a second. And we're going to go back here. What happens if we ring the bell? This one.
Ring, ring! Oonta scooter! You look like you want to say the magic words, like they're right on the tip of your lips.
Snurl. Let's play along. Oh, my lovely Dolly, thrice who is so sweet and nice. Won't you assist your humble friend so I won't meet my cursed end?
I sure love it when they beg.
Okay, so that gave us Pixie Blessing. All right, was that it?
Away.
Okay, you guys, I'm just gonna let you know I'm reloading. Because we spent so many health potions, and all I needed to do was that. And I knew it was in there. We used to have it on. I didn't realize that you had to do it again after you came back. We're just going to do that again. Because that was a huge bummer. And now we can go back up to the Mason shop. Okay.
Ring, you look like you want to
All right, we're going to say the same thing. Okay, and now we've all got the defense. So, why don't we go through the toll house? We'll talk and or interact with those folks. Now, maybe it's a little bit cheap, but we did see that they were undead. So why don't we go to camp, and we're going to go get Shadowheart. According to Wikipedia, and obviously I didn't look up anything until after the fact, the urban legend in Butterfly Kisses is completely made up.
Let this be a warning.
This was a Mason's
Those who
guild.
defy Shah's will shall suffer darkness
Maybe a
without
nice big
her
helmet for
blessing.
But,
Let this be a
hold on.
warning.
Okay.
Those who defy Shah's will shall suffer darkness without her blessing.
The urban legend that was made up in order to be in this movie, like, actually started to creep its way into, like, oh, spooky United States. Wait, hold on. There's somebody up here.
I want
Twist 'em up. Hey, that's Arabella. Kid from the Druid's Grove. That snake woman nearly did her in. Looks like she's learned a thing or two.
Sorry. It knocks the wind right out of me.
So I'm glad that Karlach's here to have said that, because otherwise, like, I remember the kid, I remember the snake, I remember the Druid's Grove, but I wouldn't have remembered that this was that specific kid. I think she knows it's not safe, so that's a powerful spell. Where did you learn to do that?
That druid idol I took? It changed me. I can do all sorts of stuff now, not just the vines. I think real hard and say some loud words, and then it happens. Mostly.
I wouldn't say no, but I don't really feel like this is the time or place. I guess we'll ask, what are you doing out here? It's not safe. She knows that, but I'm trying to figure out what her goal is.
I was looking for Mum and Pops. When Zevlor... when he... well... there was an ambush. Mum yelled, "Run!" So we ran. I could hear him run behind me. Till I couldn't. Still can't find him. But I bet you can. You'll help me, I just know it.
I'll find your parents. You can count on me.
Thanks, miss. I knew you'd help me again. The vines won't last forever. I don't suppose I can stay with you. Just till you find Mum and Pops. I won't be any trouble, I swear it.
Absolutely.
Oh, thanks. You're the best. So you send Mum and Pops there. I'll be waiting, hero lady.
Okay, it feels nice that we get to be nice to somebody. I really want to play that new Indiana Jones game at some point, but I don't know when that's going to be. There's too many great games right now. Yeah, my friend HW, when we did the whole Mass Effect trilogy with him, I think to date that's still one of his like favorite gaming things that we've done. Was going through the entire Mass Effect trilogy. Okay, so everyone's give or take together, and is this cheating? Me just putting my mouse cursor over here because I can't really see it. I wonder if Shadowheart can just nuke this guy from way over here. Oh, by the way, what thing does she have right now? Once per long rest, when your hit points reduced to 0, you regain 2 to 12. Allies within 9 meters also regain 1 to 6. And this also sheds a holy light in a 6-meter radius, which seems to be just something that it does. And then it also gives you Sunbeam on top of that. Well, why don't we use a little bit of Guiding Bolt on this Shadow? I don't think he's going to like this. Okay. Alyssa, surprisingly, is not in combat yet. So can we get some sort of a surprise round? No, no, no. But can we even hit this guy, though? So he is resistant against all sorts of things. But does have sunlight sensitivity. So next time Shadowheart is up, let's get a daylight spell going in here. Do we want to throw a Hearthlight Bomb? I feel like we have Shadowheart here for a good reason, though. So we can't hit him with necrotic, thunder, acid, fire, lightning, or cold, or poison. So almost anything that's not radiant isn't very helpful, and I do not have any radiant arrows. So when in doubt, we'll just do our regular attack. At least it's something. All right, that draws her directly into combat, and all the way at the tail end, too. So
Time to kill.
we could drop a big fog cloud on us, but everybody else gets blinded. That wouldn't be a big deal if Will was here, but he's not. Let's... I'm going to drop a blur on him. And then let's see if we can do a cunning strike hide. Cunning action. That did not work. Because of how clearly lit it is. I think we're going to pull back a little bit. Get behind Karlach. Shadowheart. Do we have that daylight spell ready? Oh, no, I think she might have taken her turn. Or did she not? Yes, she did. So we're a little limited. In what we can do, unless we want to pop off a heal. We're up against a lot of dudes. I do think that we're going to do this. And then that's her turn. Now, the trouble for Karlach is that she can't see what she wants to swing at. Like, we can, like, run down here, but he's very resistant to, I think that we wait for him to come to us, is where I'm going with all that. So let's just wait.
But to keep going.
No, you... Let's just go with our strike. Nice! Oh, I love that critical hit. And then from there, yeah, we're not going to be able to tie him down, so... Bro! She knocked down 2/3 of his health! Okay, that's great. Let's just wedge ourselves back in the corner, and we're going to let the pets take over for us. Oh, by the way, yeah, no, Corvus can do something. Corvus, go distract this guy with your corpse. Guaranteed damage, baby.
Can't even catch my breath.
And then Snips, let's have Snips come right over here. He'll, like, stand here, and just in case anybody comes up, he'll be ready to snip. Oh, end turn.
Nothing will stand in my way.
Okay. Astarion gets to go next. We don't know who goes after him. Let's go for a backstab. I don't know why this guy's blinded, but whatever. Oh, it's because of her mace. Let's not. Okay, that dude died, I think. Wait, what's disintegrating corpse? This corpse is not long for its world. I don't know what that means. Does that mean I have to loot him right now if I want to? I don't know. Let's get into Shadow and then see if we can hide.
Let's have a little fun.
We named the dog Indiana. Okay, Conjured Crab has been spotted. All right, is there... I don't think there's anybody else up here, but if anyone's going to take the lead here, I do think it's Shadowheart. And I'm moving down from using Daylight. Like, we've already taken out, like, two of their guys.
Have to keep going.
What we might do, though, is use Turn Undead. Except I don't know where they are, and I don't really have a reason to believe they're in here. So instead, can we Guiding Bolt this dude? 80%.
Ready for another round? Knees high.
Snips, you stay right where you are.
Easy.
I have to say that so far I'm really liking her extra 2 points of dexterity. Sure, go ahead and get us some guaranteed damage. And we got Curse of the Dire Raven on him. Okay, can Astarion jump down here without taking damage? It looks like he can. Can we get behind him? What if we were in here? Because that doesn't look like it's in his actual sight line. Or, hold on, what if we just did a ranged attack? It doesn't always have to be about backstabbing. It can be about back shooting.
Spill some blood.
We need a 13. We rolled a 21. That seems great. And let's cunning action hide.
Time for a new.
And then we'll just back off a little bit. Just be someplace they don't expect. All right. Shadowheart. Yeah, look, so they're actually getting blinded by her mace. Am I following that correctly? Because that's stupid good. Fiends and undead standing in the light are blinded unless they succeed at This is the first time we've used this in combat, so I was really unprepared for just how good it is. Yeah, man, beat this guy to death. Divine Strike poison. They're not going to get any poison off of it, though. They don't have capillary systems. And also, I don't think we can do that. We can't really shove. I could do the Channel Divinity, but there's only one of them, and it's so cool when you have like a flock of undead crows or something.
Alright, Karlak, it's go time.
God. Alright, that guy's dead. Snips, why don't you take point?
Time to push my luck again.
Oh, here's something that I didn't know about. Did you guys know that the creator of the Dybbuk box came forward and was like, yeah, no, that's just a mini bar? Do you guys know this?
Think you can take me on?
I don't know, can you spoil an urban legend that some dude just made up because he thought it was funny and he could sell like this piece of garbage, this old beaten up fake antique on eBay for some cash, and now he's come forward and be like, yeah, remember that episode of Ghost Hunters? Yeah, this is literally nothing. There's nothing to it at all. I made it up. Like as I understand it, bro offered $100,000 to anyone that could find any mention anywhere in all of history of the Dybbuk box prior to his original eBay posting. Like, that's how confident he is. It's like, no, guys, I made it up. It's not a real thing. Oh, did we get spotted? Okay. Yeah, see, Snips ate it, but Snips had 2 hit points. So he ate like a double crit. And we saw the guy go down here, so let's send Shadowheart in. Let's not use all of her movement all at once. Yep, there he is. So we could Sunbeam him, but that really feels like a waste. We could Guiding Bolt him. Let's do that because then we can possibly get advantage on other attacks. Or melt him on the spot.
Attention!
You sense this one here. hid for days as the sounds of battle got closer and closer to town. He didn't even care who won, so long as it ended. A happy, faded memory comes to you. A woman walking along a beach, holding hands with her husband-to-be. Before the shadows, there was once a house full of warmth and children's laughter in this one's life. No more.
All right, let's read the letter. Mason's letter. Halfred, you're probably surprised that I'm writing, though no more surprised than me. You warned me of Thorm's malice, yet I took up hammer and trowel to build that cursed tower. You warned me of coming war, yet I built the prison that would contain his foes. You warned me, I did not listen. It is my deepest regret, and I must atone. I know more about the tower's construction than anyone, and possess innumerable tools and supplies besides. Gather your allies at last light, and let us devise a plan to infiltrate Moonrise. Ketheric plans for war. He expects to face halberds and staves in the light of day. We will end him with a dagger in the back before we can so much as raise a blade. I don't expect you to forgive me, but I hope that you'll try. Your brother, Morfred. Oh, this is not the first time that we've read the name Morfred, I think, in this episode, but now I'm trying to remember what the context was. I bet you somebody at Last Light would have been really happy to read that letter. How quickly things change. The Thorms are Cellulonite through and through, or so I believed. Perhaps Ketheric only converted for Melodia, and with her death, and then his daughters, his faith died too. But turned to Shar? It beggars belief. Ketheric's justiciars are growing greater in number, and more determined to root out any trace of Selune in Rythwin. Why do they think this town was built? One cannot rip out the foundations of a building and expect it to remain standing. Brother and I remain the last two bastions of Our Lady of Silver in the town. A few, the trusting few, come to worship in secret by moonlit nights. Others, converts all. Whether they truly believe, I cannot say. Impossible, isn't it? Sick of standing idle while justiciars gain power in our humble town. What will become of us if we allow it? I met a man who was no man, touched by a devil, or maybe worse. But he offered me something I couldn't refuse. Help. The time is now. Ketheric's justiciars and their stronghold... Ketheric's justiciars, their stronghold in the temple below, they will be wiped out. All of them. I didn't ask how, I just want them gone. Let the Harpers have at Ketheric now, they'll make short work of him. Well, we know that the Harpers wound up surrendering. The man who was no man touched by a devil sounds a lot like Raphael with his offer of something that you can't refuse. But, well, hold on, that was actually part of the quest then. And we did it. We reached the Masons Guild and found the writings of Morfred, leader of the Cellulonite Resistance. He was determined to fight on against the Sharans however he could, even if it cost him his life. And now his story dies with me. Like, I don't feel like I have anybody to tell that tale to. They all died.
Here rests Violet Goldhammer, beloved singer. May her voice live on in our memories.
Oak Door. Well, let's check that in a second.
All these dark justiciars slain in battle. They must have a stronghold nearby or a temple.
A great many dark justiciars seem to have perished while fighting near the graveyard. We must be drawing close to the place Shadowheart wishes to find. Okay, well, I'm glad that we have her there. Then...
Dedicated to Hugo Hobbs, cobbler. Hobbs the Cobbs to his friends.
Wait.
Dark justiciars who fell long ago in service
Oh.
of Shah.
Our hero thought but of treasure ahead, did not consider the peace of the dead. Through the dark she went creeping, and awoke what was sleeping. A new grave they dug, which she herself fed.
Ooh, spooky.
Yeah, how long have you been standing around practicing that little recital?
Until it was perfect. I've grown quite fond of you, you know, in my way. I thought it only fair to warn you about the dangers ahead.
See, I wouldn't trust anything that he said, though. I can handle them myself. Not because I feel like I can, I just don't trust him.
Intrepid as ever. It would be pointless of me to try to bar you from entering. But I can set the scene, as it were. Prepare you for your role.
But I don't want to tell him what I intend to do. He probably knows, but why would I confirm it for him? How do you even know there's a danger ahead?
My dear friend, I think you'll find I play my part in many a plot indeed. Cannot the same be said for you these days, true soul?
Fine, paint me a picture, because I know what I intend to do, and he probably knows what I intend to do. I don't see any benefit to confirming that for him.
There is a stage down in the dark upon which a great drama has suspended itself in time. Its actors dwell there still, mired in the languor of their long tired scenes. If you, however, through the dark, go creeping and awake what is sleeping, chances are many more graves than yours alone will soon be fed.
We can give it a shot. I feel like the DC on this is going to be like 35. Let's give it a shot. See, when the difficulty class is that low, it makes me just... He's going to have a high deception roll against me. Let's add our guidance bonus, but I'm not going to use Voice of the Circle for this.
Very well. There is a creature that lurks in silence and shadow. A creature who, like me, is very much of the infernal persuasion. Should it make its way out through the very doors you are about to brazenly swing open, you'll have unleashed a pestilence upon this realm. In truth, it is carnage incarnate. So if you meet the devil of which I speak, kill it. Consider no other course of action.
You're only telling me half of what you really know, I can tell. Also, the enemy of my enemy is not necessarily my friend. Like, he might be telling the truth that whatever's in there is super bad and worse than him, but his testimony would not be what would convince me of that. Oh, is a tie a success? I think it is. Oof.
This creature and I go back a long way. I admit it would be in my best interest as well should it remain trapped in the dark. Or misplace its head, perhaps?
What are we talking here? Lemur? Pit fiend? Orthon?
Getting warmer. Warmer. Hot.
Is there anything else I need to know?
You have it in you to author a thrilling finale if you heed this warning. Do not underestimate this opponent. At best, you will have the blink of an eye to strike. Strike first, strike true, defy the odds, for they are distinctly in its favor. That much I owe the bastard to concede.
Wait. Before you go, I have a proposal of my own.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business, devil. Well, a long time ago, someone carved some runes into my back. I'd rather like to know what they say.
It's something of great importance to your master. But is it a love letter, a warning, or a deed of ownership? I can give you all the gory details, and I will, once the beast that lurks below is vanquished and sent back to the hells.
Oh boy. So, Astarion, with whom I don't have the warmest of relationships, is going to be really mad if we don't kill this thing and then get the information out of Raphael. Also, yeah, this seems like new information. What scars? Look, I wasn't gonna, like, I feel a little bit weird asking about this in front of Raphael, but I'm not the one that brought it up. What scars?
You haven't told them, and you've kept your clothes on this whole time. How unlike you. Why not let them see? Don't be shy.
God damn it.
Don't pout, Spawn. Just destroy the beast, and I'll happily reveal your secrets instead of your skin.
Yes, fine. We'll kill this damn creature of yours.
Then we have an understanding. I look forward to our next meeting. Scars often tell such wonderful stories. I think yours might be truly exquisite.
Well, now you know.
This feels so weirdly judgmental, like you should have told me earlier. Why should he have? He doesn't know me. We've been adventuring for a while, but also, like, I damn near kicked him out of the party when I caught him drinking my blood, so I wouldn't have been real upfront with a lot of the other details either. The carving must have been excruciating.
Cazador worked on it from dusk until dawn, all with an ancient blade he called his needle. Cutting and tearing, starting over if I screamed or winced too much. It was a rough night. But what's done is done. So how about we stop discussing it and just kill this beast? Although I should probably get dressed first.
So, it's little moments like that, like, I have Astarion with us, not because he's super critical to the things that I've been doing, but specifically because I haven't had him along, and I want to spend at least...
The dead of the Emerald Enclave. They lay here ever since their war against Ketheric Thorm.
...some time with all of the characters. So he's, like, here by happenstance, and, like, for most of our adventure, he hasn't been here. If he hadn't been here for this exact conversation, I wouldn't have gotten that scene as far as I know.
Who fell long ago in service of Shah and Ketheric Thorm.
And it just makes me realize how many different possible pathways there are in this game, where just even depending on who you happen to have with you at that moment, you can have like a completely different understanding of what you want to do next. Because I gotta say, if I went down there and bro was like, oh, you know who I hate? Raphael. Like, he sucks, and I really want to get him. How about you and I team up against Raphael, and then I'll make him remove your headworm? I probably would have gone for it. And now, that seems a lot less likely.
Sigils. attempts to restrain Lady Shah's power, perhaps. Failed attempts.
All right, so this is where he wants to go. This is not where the girl's parents are. At least not that I can find. So I'm going to remove this marker. Maybe we'll just... Let me just put it as, like, graveyard entrance. Because maybe later on I'm going to want to, like, find the graveyard again. And, yeah, Grand Mausoleum sort of gives it away. But otherwise I could forget. Let's look around the rest of this graveyard. I don't think that there's going to be a lot more. What level in Act are you? I am in Act 2, and I am level 8. Because I took one level of Rogue, which, by the way, has just absolutely paid dividends. I got it. I've mentioned this before. I picked it up specifically to get sneak attack, but it's unlocked, like, Rogue conversation options. We have, like, advanced sleight of hand, which feels like a big... Ooh. Hold on, there's lots of stuff over here. Like super sleight of hand proficiency and stuff. It feels like we got a lot for that one level. Okay, now let's try this. I think it's just a lift that goes up and down. Okay, they're definitely undead, so I'm glad to have Shadowheart. We need to get everybody, though. Okay.
Don't burn yourself.
Karlach, let's get everybody on here. Come on. So part of me wants to keep Alyssa up here, but when I tried that in the first several episodes, I would, like, split the group to have our archer take the high ground, and every single time it completely broke the resulting scene. So... I mean, do I want to try to announce ourselves? Let's read this. Few recognize Shar as a goddess of creation or Selûne as a goddess of destruction, yet both are true. Born in the primordial ebb and flow of time, they forged a word that I cannot pronounce, and Shantae, the mother of life, sprung into existence. Light and dark hung in perfect balance, embraced by Shar, enlightened by Selûne. Yet their creations were cold and distant, and Shantae prayed for warmth. This simple request divided the sisters, driving them to conflict, but it was Selûne that forced true flame into Abir Toril, sparking the sun. How could Shar not be harmed by such a betrayal, forced to war against both the light of the sun and the light of the moon? As the goddesses tore each other asunder, they formed new gods and new conflicts, all for the sake of a little warmth. The lesson is this: to put selfish comforts over the fate of existence is folly. For those who understand, the Lady of Lost is always listening. It's just hard for me to not look at this, like, twisted shadow nightmare and be like, yeah, I'm not really pro-Shar. Well, pick up that key. This is going to be one of those areas where it's much, much larger than I think it is, isn't it? Sharn aphorisms and general philosophies accompany the explicit diagrams and surgical guidelines. Sacrifice is mastery gained. The darkness is infinite, but the master's teachings are not. When his wisdom is exhausted and his pupils fully versed, there shall come time for one final lesson. He will become the subject, fully laid bare for his students to consult, examine, and dissect. The sisters shall one day know me, first in whole, last in part. Only then will they be masters. Yeah, see, that seems like it kind of sucks. To me. I guess it's what they signed up for. Like, for all I know, that was written by the master. Like, this is my intended outcome. But it still seems just real gruesome. We have every expectation this is going to come to blows, right? Like, they're all undead. This is gonna happen. So let's start the conversation, but before it gets too dire, let's, like, have Shadowheart do some bless or something.
The objective of the Scalpel Sisters is to soothe. For the Scalpel indeed is an extension of Shah. See how the patient reacts when I but stroke the right nerve. Hear its comfort, hear the very melody of mercy. Pray, sister, show us the extent of your beneficence. Stop. Stay your hand, for it slaps where it should stroke. We can hardly hear the patient's sighs of solace. Perhaps it is our unexpected audience that makes you quiver. Come, step forward. You are no sister, but that matters none. Every student is welcome.
Okay, we absolutely have to put a stop to this. I didn't realize that they were cutting somebody up. Well, if these people, who knows how long they've been doing their thing, maybe they do know something about lifting the curse on this land. We can't let them continue doing this, but maybe we can tease some information out of them first.
A curse? Nay, a cure that leads to the very pinnacle of being.
Absence.
Absence. No other word captures the heart of Shah so very perfectly. It is the scalpel-led journey that leads from pain to peace.
What the fuck is this loon talking about?
See? What is the light of eyes but the cancer that causes one to witness the laceration of being? If light is the symptom, then darkness is the cure. For in light there is presence, but in darkness there is absence.
In light is presence, in darkness, absence.
But you, look how the succor of Shah eludes you. See how painfully present you remain. We do not wish to see you suffer so. Let us cure you.
It's just, when do we exit out and do our buffs? I think that we can investigate fairly safely. Cast your gaze over the blades of the sisters. And we'll add the guidance bonus.
The sisters' blades are unkempt, rusted with blood. Even in your skilled hands, a clean cut would be difficult.
Sure, I mean, maybe... I feel like this would give us more information for the conversation. Shadowheart is here. She's not doing the talking right now. I might re-roll this. I think that we have, what's it called? Really? I thought that we had, well, whatever.
Try as you might, you can't think of any relevant teachings.
You know what it's called, not inspiration. The sisters aren't ready, they'll make me sick instead of curing me. It just feels like we've got a better shot of, like, succeeding at this. Because I'm only a little bit of a rogue. What do we have to roll, like a 10 or higher? We got like a 50% chance. Can I... Yeah, no, we can't get out from here. Let's use Voice of the Circle. This feels like a time that I really want to have that +2. Oh, you guys, the +2 made the difference. That's the best. Like, if we'd rolled a 20, I would have felt like I wasted it a little bit. It would have been fine. But here, it straight up made the difference.
Their incisions are, as yet, still streaked with imprecision. That much I must concede. How to steady their hands, I wonder.
Okay, apparently something that we read had something to do with this. Oh, can we convince them to fight each other? Ooh, I like that a lot. I like that a lot. That's +3 +2. And this is also, but I think we have an advantage because we're rogue. Practice, that's how I got good with a blade. They should spar with each other. I like this. Ooh, no. Do I have any way to buff this up at all? No. And I couldn't get to it right now anyway. Come on, big money. We did it. Think of those rolls, though. A 17 and a 16 off a 20?
Yes, for are we not all in need of a cure? The scalpel does not discriminate. Let each and every one of you partake in its soothing journey. Absent sisters, acquaint yourselves. It is a proud moment when one sees one's teachings so lovingly taken to heart. You are to be commended for their graduation, rewarded with the promised cure. Come, I will acquaint you with the lady's dark-fingered embrace.
So I wanted to thin the herd, and we've done that. I'm trying to think of any reason not to just do the attack right now. What, like, this is a rhetorical question. I'm trying to think, like, what would persuasion get me? I'd rather acquaint myself if you show me how. This man is crazy. Like, he cuts out people's eyes because it removes the burden of presence with light. Like, eat crap. Like, we're not doing that. I think we're just gonna do attack. This guy is, like, completely hideous, and every version of this conversation ends with him dying, so I don't know why we would go with the persuasion route. But before we do, let's just switch over to Shadowheart, and Shadowheart can do some blessing for us. We can do how many people? I think everybody. But we're gonna do Karlach, Shadowheart, Alyssa, Astarion, and then... Okay, and then we gotta go back in quickly. Attack. Alright. So, this fight swung way in our favor by basically playing into this man's absolute craziness. Let's... I would really like to get a height bonus, and I think we just have to go up a little bit to get it. Yes, now we have high ground. Is there anything else cool we can do? Well, we can do this. And whatever he's gonna do, I want to make sure that he can't do it very well. He's got magic resistance. If hit points are at 40% or less. Okay, fortunately nobody has that right now. Turn resistance. Okay, so we're not even gonna bother with turn undead. If it was the whole crew then we would have. Okay, but he's resistant to everything that I want to do most of the time. So we need to mix this up. He's not resistant to acid, so let's do some of that. Holy hell, look at how many hit points he has. I need to incapacitate him. Okay, let's still do this. He's not going to get anything from necrotic damage. Do another acid arrow at him. Let's pause there. So, Astarion. Well, now I want to get Karlach in there. Oh, that's too high? Okay, she can jump that far without any harm. Or carefully climb down. Yeah, whatever you say, Karlach. Well, that really wasted all of her movement then. That was crazy. I really wanted her to hop and then do the rest. I really want her right up in his face. I think we're going to do a dash. I would prefer not to walk in the acid, though, so we're going to get close to the acid. Technically, he can still go around, but I'd rather have his attacks directed at her. All right.
This feels good.
Because of that, we're not actually close enough to get into, like... Not hamstring shot. Yeah, we can't have disadvantage against him. And Corvus can't fly over there. So we'll just do... this. We'll do brace. Is it passives? What am I looking for? Wait, what's active right now? Uncanny dodge. Yeah, we'll just leave that right where it is. Alright, just regular ranged attack then. No, is it... Oh, he's too far away. So let's... How far outside? This ends at 20 feet. No, 18 meters. And he's... Yeah, I feel like we can just slide up a little bit to get rid of that disadvantage. Now we're good. And then that's his action. We can't do an offhand attack. Let's do cunning action hide. And then next time we can get... You know what? I probably could have done a hide and then gotten the sneak attack. But whatever, we missed it. And I want to not be in range of whatever he does next. So we've already done our attacks with Alyssa. We're going to pull back a little bit. I don't know what kind of area effects he might have, but we'll just get some distance. Lovely assistant reanimates the corpse of one of his nurses. Well, that sucks. Let's attack him with reckless attack. Ow. So she might be at less than 40 hit points. I'm not going to sit here and do math right now. So Corvus might be able to take her out before she gets to do anything. So let's try to do that now. It's actually a little unlikely, but we'll try. Awesome! Oh, Corvus, I knew you were my friend. Alright, so turning him, we've discovered, is not going to be very helpful, but I bet you he doesn't like radiant damage very much. Actually, I don't think that he's got any vulnerabilities, but still. He's one guy, but he's like a really tough guy. Guiding Bolt is always a favorite. Oh, you know what we could do? Where's that ability that she has that causes... Yeah, everybody gets to go again before he does. So I want to put down that ability... You guys know the one that I'm thinking of. Like, she puts down like a duplicate and then everybody gets bonus attacks. Yes, this is the one. Except we're already concentrating on Bless, so I don't want to do it. Alright, I mean, Guiding Bolt, always good. Blade Ward, Mirror Image. We can mix them up a little bit. What I really want to do is, like, incapacitate him. Make it so that he can't move around, because he's going to keep bringing his friends back to life. I think what we're going to do is... Let's do... Oh, nuts. Now I lost it. Yeah, mirror image. And we'll just do a regular level 2 mirror image. And then get right up on him as best as we can, since they seem to have a lot of difficulty with these stairs. And that way we'll get an attack of opportunity if he tries to move away. And we can't do this right now, yeah. Okay. Alyssa, if we go here, we're going to have a nice, clean shot on him. And now we can do sneak attack. Wherever that is. There it is. Followed by... I think I hit him with ice. Like, that's going to ice the ground, but it doesn't necessarily cause a problem for Shadowheart. And again, if I can get him to, like, trip and fall, that's our ideal scenario right now. Okay, I guess that did hurt her. And we lost Bless. Did we lose Bless? Awesome. So I'm bad at that. I really thought it was just going to ice the ground. Well, we've done that, so we'll... call it there. Okay. This seems like exactly the kind of time that I'd want to do this. Damn it. Do we have anything else? Can we do it again? Okay, that felt really good. So he has Searing Smite now, which I've never actually done it before. 1 to 6 fire damage every turn, which he's resistant to, but it's still something. Until the turn after it succeeds a Constitution saving throw. So it's always at least 1 extra turn. That's her, and maybe I should have done Frenzy. I didn't, but there we go.
Someone inside out.
Okay. I would love to start doing in-your-face attacks. But for now... Yeah, he's facing that way. We're gonna come...
This way.
Really all the way down here. And then I'm gonna do a... Nope. I'm gonna do a sneak attack ranged. 45%, is it even worth it? How about hamstring shot? That'll mess him up. Nope. And then we're still gonna do cunning action hide. Oh, that sucks. Okay, so again, Corvus might be able to clear this person. We got really lucky last time. Also, oh, Anya's starting off blind, so that sucks for her. Does this do more damage? No, Bad Omen always hits and it does more damage, so... Okay, I'll take it.
Can't afford to let up.
Alright, when does she get to go? Sister Anya goes after the 3 of us. So I think for now we continue to mess this guy up. We lost our Bless because I didn't make smart decisions. Strength save. How strong is this guy? He's not that strong. Let's go for a Snaring Strike. Again, anytime that we can stop this guy from moving. No, that didn't work. And Sunbeam, like, Sunbeam seems like maybe this is the time. He's a little bit less than half. Let's do Guiding Bolt. No, not that close. Okay, let's just hit him with our thing. Or do we heal Karlach? That's touch. That's touch. Do we have anything that's not touch? Because I really don't want her to move right now. We got nothing. All right, so we're just going to do Guiding Bolt. No, that's still 20%. We're just going to hit him with our mace. Poison? Nah. All right. I think we definitely put down Sister Anya. Because we don't want this guy to have more attacks on his side. Now this dude. Yeah, we still got Hunter's Mark Quarry on him. Using more elemental arrows is bad for Shadowheart. We learned that the hard way. Okay, how are you doing? He's down to 83 out of 276. Now, bonus action, all we can do is drink. Like, we can't throw one at Karlach, so we'll just end. Now, here's the trouble. If Karlach is this weak, he's going to get multi-attack. He definitely kills her. If Astarion tries to do something to help her, he sort of loses his turn to do anything. We could try to blind him with fog. But then everybody gets blinded. Let's see what we can do with a backstab here. And we missed it by 1 point, so we might not do as well, but let's... Oh, no, we hit it by 1 point. Let's do a critical hit. 44 points of damage, and now with your offhand. Alright, so now here's the question. Can Karlach do 32 points of damage, or do we need to have her use some healing? Don't really want to burn a rage. Well, but then again, this is a bonus action. Yeah, no, let's hit him with our sword as much as we can. If we can't put him down, then we'll do it. So let's hit him with my sword. 45%. Is that's the best we can do right now? All right, let's do it. Reckless attack. That's 21. He's got 9 hit points. Hit him. Hey! I should never have doubted. Okay. She needs a drink. She deserves another one. Yeah, we're gonna bring her all the way down. All right. That was disgusting, what these people were doing. She gets the job done so often, it's enough to make you think it's like a bug in the game code. She always lands her hits. Okay, this guy is done. Sure. Can we do, like, cure wounds on this dude, do you think? Well, he's got all 6 of his hit points. He's just missing his eyes. Okay, there he goes. If he had expressed a desire to be put out of his pain, I would have probably helped him. Oh! This is new. Are you really going to trust that devil to keep his word if we kill this Orthon?
I'd trust a devil over a vampire any day. I think he likes us.
Devils will take everything they can get and more besides.
Fret not. My soul is quite safe. I am not about to swap one master for another. Even though he's using me, I'm using him too. And what do I care about this Orthon's life?
I'm going to say this, even though I'm really not surprised that he would. He seems kind of sensitive about them. I can't believe you hid those scars from me.
You never asked me to take my shirt off. I always thought they were a sign of my humiliation. I never realized there might be more to them. But Raphael told us he can make the impossible come true. I have to try my luck.
There's at least 3 things here that I want to say. Let's go with it's disgusting Kazura did this to you, because I certainly have a very visceral reaction to that kind of torture.
I used to just be sickened, thinking it was his sadistic pleasure. But there's more. There was method to it. The depravity of the act was a distraction. I have to get to the truth of it.
All right, I didn't really mean to have that conversation. I was looking at all this stuff. Dear Sir or Madam, we have reached dire times in Rythwin. War has come. Do you not teach that it is our duty to mend all who break, comfort all who ail, without regard for the gods they worship or the champions they heed? Yet our surgeon, Malus Thorm, abides by his own creed, the will of Shar, he might say, and I dare not argue with him, or any Thorm. He allows supplies to dwindle, leaves some patients' injuries to fester so that he may study, and commands me to nurse only dark justiciars that seek treatment. I beg you, sir or madam, please deliver aid, so I might close every tear and cleanse every wound, even those of harpers and Cellunites. We will humbly accept all you can offer, potions, herbs, sutures, even clerics, to help us heal. With gratitude, Anna Lindwin. So, pending additional information, I'm kind of assuming that the person I just put down was Malus Thorm. Because he really seemed to be into it and was very, very pro-Shar from his conversation. Oh, does this actually go... Oh, this goes down to the actual surgical deck. It has come to my attention that our so-called caregivers are wasting precious anesthetic resources on the elderly and the mortally wounded. Nurse Lidwin informs me this practice eases the suffering of the feeble and guides them to Our Lady's final embrace. Never have I heard such abject nonsense. Anesthetic is a tool to relieve my ears of my subject's screams as I apply the blade, not a mercy to be freely dispersed to living corpses. So has saith Shar, only in the infirm suffering may we forget our own. The next to ignore this missive will feel my scalpel without sedative. I will simply have to endure the streaks. Oh, and here's the sedatives, the potions of sleep. Come on. There we go. No, 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 no! Okay. I went to open the barrel, and it was more open than I expected. Beds and stacked towels and buckets. Maybe pour that bucket out before you put it into your backpack. Entry 47. We're being attacked. My brave, beautiful Miranda volunteered to fight. She says it's her duty as a cleric of Shar. I can't bear the thought of anything happening to her, but I know she'd be angry if I said anything. I'll pray to Our Lady to keep her safe. Entry 48. Miranda woke me in full armor, a smile on her face. She got down on one knee and proposed, a beautiful obsidian ring in her hand. Of course I said yes. As a cleric, she was able to marry us then and there, blessing the rings as she slipped them on our fingers. I'm terrified for her, but I'm also so happy. I knew she loved me, I knew it. Entry 49. Miranda faced down an entire troop of harpers, killing every last one. She didn't have a scratch on her, blessed be the Lady of Loss. I tried to prepare a celebratory meal for her, but I had a dizzy spell. Blood poured from my nose, and Miranda found me passed out on the floor. She told me to rest and to not bother going to the House of Healing. That was likely the stress. She's right, but I'm still scared. You guys! Remember what the rings do? Helena Grumpy! Entry 50. I know Miranda said not to, but I went to the House of Healing. Blood leaks from my nose and ears, and there's strange wounds all over my body. The nurse kept asking about my ring, and when I told her myself and Miranda just got married, she looked at me strangely. When I asked her what was wrong, she sent me home, telling me not to come back. There are black spots in my vision, and I can't feel my legs. What's wrong with me? What's happening? You guys, the rings transfer the wounds from one person to the next. The next time he reads about a woman compared to a flower or any feature of geography for that matter, he's going to start knocking on poets' doors with a sledgehammer. But gentle warding bond. They gain resistance to all damage and a +1 damage to their bonus to their armor class and saving throw. Each time the ally takes damage, you take the same amount of damage. So it doesn't but it replicates the damage. It doesn't. So my question is, and maybe we'll find out, so don't tell me. Did Miranda know? Because when I was reading that, I was thinking like, oh my god, she absolutely used this person, gave them the ring, did the spell on them so that she would survive the battle and he would suffer from all of the wounds. But if it replicates the wounds between both of them, that doesn't make any sense, and it seems more likely that Miranda wouldn't even have known. That Miranda was healing herself with cleric abilities, but wouldn't... But then again, why would she have told her husband not to go to the House of Healing? Nah, it's fine. No, it's the stress. The stress is causing you to explode blood out of your nose. That's just something that happens. Yeah, just... Oops. Hold on, I pressed the wrong button. I think she definitely set him up. I just don't know what the, I don't know how it was done. Let's look at the patient's registry. Maybe that'll tell us something about it. And that's right, you guessed it. I'm completely... Oh, it's Sister Sins.
The doctor is absent today. Come back another time.
So Heavy Chest, she's going to get mad at me if I take Heavy Chest. But I want it. And also, I don't respect her property rights. She died. She's undead. Today I snapped at a good friend of mine in Elf Song. I'm embarrassed about it now, not then. This prickly mood has come over me because for the first time in ages, I was thinking hard about my condition. Ideas for elixirs came to me. It would have to be a very powerful elixir since they usually only last until the drinker sleeps. Potions are much more limited in their application, not lasting as long, though you can combine potions for simultaneous effects, whereas the digestive system can only handle one elixir at a time. Remember, when in doubt with alchemy, just recall the rule of 3. Okay, we've read this. Blah, 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 blah. Only one at a time, and they last until you take a long rest. Yeah, potions versus elixirs. Alright, I thought that was going somewhere story-wise, but... Alright. Now that we've done that, yeah, that's where the Shard Dagger is. We're going to go back to Grand Mausoleum. And just orient ourselves to the north. And I think that that's going to be probably the best place to call it for now. Between this episode and next, I'm going to do another inventory pass, get everything out of our pockets, make it so that we don't have to worry about every single time we pick up that we have to go through that, and just get everything cleaned up. My prediction right at this moment is for the good of Asarian. I think that we're going to follow through, because I may not trust Raphael, but if we can't convince Astarion of that, he's going to be really, really angry if we don't do everything we can to decode the marks on his back. And this seems pretty important to him. And so next time, you guys, thank you so much, and I hope you have a great night.